Welcome to this series of CSS layout. Today we'll be treating the CSS relative position. When you set this, an HTML element to relative, when the position is set to relative, we can also use the top, right button and left CSS property to specify the offset relative to itself. What I mean by that is when a position is set to relative, and then let's say for an example we want to set the position 25 pixel away from the top. What we are going to do is right position relative, then we pick top and set it to its valid value. So it can take length or it can take percentage. So length in sense of, let's say, pixel. So let's say we want to take the element 25 pixel away from the top down. So you pick top and you write 25 pixel. So it's going to offset the element 25 pixel away from the top. If you pick bottom and wrote 25 pixel and the positioning is set to relative, it's going to offset the position of that element 25 pixel away from the bottom. Let's go to VS Code so that we can see an example play out and we'll have further understanding. Here on VS Code, I set a div and I wrote it, and I set the class to relative, and I wrote some word that seems a little descriptive of what I'm trying to achieve. So let's see what we have on the CSS design of this particular div. So I set the positioning here, as you can see, to relative. So I'm trying to create a box. I set the width 200 pixel, the height 200 pixel. So now I'm now using that left and top um, property. So I set the left to 25 pixels. So what I'm expecting is for this to take the element, offset the element 25 pixel away from the left, and then it should offset the element 25 pixel away from the top. I set the background to yellow and the color of the text to black. Let's see how it plays out on the live server. Here is the result of what we just did. You see here it says I'm relative 25 pixel away from the top and 25 pixel away by the left. This other one that said it means static, if you watched my previous video on static, you are going to see an explanation on that. This is the normal flow of document from left to right. So this one is set to static, while this one down is set to relative. Remember, when the CSS, the element is set to static, and all HTML elements is static by default. So the top, left, right, and bottom CSS property does not work on them unless you are using the rest of the positioning properties, such as the relative, which we used in this case, absolute, and so on and so forth. Thank you for this video. The next video will be on CSS absolute positioning. Thank you so much.